Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It is October and it's already freezing. It's the 4th of October and people are already turning their heat on in Massachusetts. Be ready. Be prepared. I am absolutely telling you. The worst thing that can happen is that you will be prepared and you won't need it. But the worst thing that could really happen is you would need it and you wouldn't be prepared. At any rate, everything you need to prepare for the most part is on this website. Free shipping over $99. They have fluoride filtration, solar charger packs, heirloom seeds, and food. Everything you need to prepare your family so that you don't get caught out in the cold. No pun intended. Links will be in the description. I'm out. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It is the 4th of October. It's 2019. And I can't help but point out to people all the crap that I've put up over the years that people have called me a conspiracy theorist. They've called me a tinfoil hat, so forth, so on, and blah, blah, blah. But I put up with it. I take it, and it's funny because all the things that we've been talking about over the years are all becoming mainstream. And as a matter of fact, they're all being pushed by mainstream. Well, Richie, what are you talking about? Well, let's take a little walk down memory lane, shall we? I put this video up on November 4th, 2016, and I showed you Marina Abramovich, and I showed you her literally doing a summoning ritual in front of everyone using things like breast milk, menstrual blood, sperm, fecal matter, etc. And then she spelled it all out for all to see right in front of everybody. Everybody. She gave them exact directions on how to cut into your own skin on your left hand, blah, 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 do this, that, and the other thing. And then she literally threw all this stuff on this golem that's right here in the corner, the golem. So I showed you that. You understand that? I showed you that Face Like the Sun, explain what the golem is and how they've used it for time immemorial. This thing is nothing new. And raising a golem using all these human fluids is exactly how it's done. So everybody saw that. Spirit cooking came out of the dark into the light. You're watching this woman using poop, blood, urine, menstrual blood, etc. And then you see her spelling out the satanic ritual right in front of everybody. No big secret. They simply call it art. Nothing to see here, folks. Move along. This should have been horrifying to the American public. But sadly, most people don't even know about it. You see what I'm saying? And then on the 30th of November in 2016, I brought this whole issue up once more because spirit cooking went from this wacky lady doing an art thing and nobody cared. It's no big deal. She's just expressing her freedom of artistic ideas. Well, I showed you how far back it goes. I showed you Aleister Crowley. I showed you Jet Propulsion's lab, NASA, all the ties, all the black magic, and for how long they've been doing it. I showed you how it all tied in together. And then I showed you how they want you to eat the blood, insects, brains, and how they were bringing spirit cooking, human flesh, etc., into the grocery store. Do you see what I'm saying? So they were literally softening up the American public, no pun intended, to be ready for the world is coming to an end unless we start eating each other. Well, Richie, that's a bit of a... Is it? Is it a bit of a stretch? Well, let's take a look. September 9th, 2019. Scientists suggest eating human flesh to fight climate change. Well, there's a couple of things wrong with that. First of all, how the hell is eating people going to change climate change when climate change is a completely, totally made up paradigm? Climate change is nothing more than this. Airplanes filling the skies with nanoparticulates in order for them to use electrical frequencies to change the weather. And that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what they're doing. It's exactly what they've been doing. They've been wanting to do this forever. And then they slowly incorporated it into the American psyche by putting chemtrails absolutely everywhere. This is an ad for a Volkswagen 666, strangely enough. But this is an ad for a Volkswagen. Why in the hell would they have so many of these in here? You know what I mean? This isn't an actual picture. So some artist actually drew this and put these in here purposefully. Do you see what I'm saying? These guys have been doing this for a long, long time. I started noticing it about 10 years ago, but look at this. Climate change is simply geoengineering. They've been doing this for time immemorial. Well, I shouldn't say time. They've been doing this for a couple of decades that I know of. And it isn't just using aerosols from out of the airplanes. They're also using power plants that are tied together, as well as ships at sea. And they're spraying this stuff absolutely everywhere and then calling it climate change. Do you know what I'm saying? You see this document right here from December 29th, 1997? This paper was downloaded from the internet. Approved for public release. Distribution is unlimited. You should have a copy of this. But do you see this? This has been around for a long time. This is from the United States Air Force, owning the weather by 2025. It would appear that they're well ahead of schedule. August 1996, Colonel Tamsy House, Lieutenant Colonel Neer, Lieutenant Colonel Shields, Major Ronald Salanto, Major David Husband, Major Ann Mercer, Major James Pug. This has been going on for a long, long, long time. Look up in the sky. They're spraying every single solitary day. Whenever the sun comes out, no matter what, at some point in the day, they completely and totally obscure it. They've literally blocked the sun so effectively here in the Northeast, I would imagine using the Atlantic Ocean as some sort of a helpful apparatus for them, because they've managed to drop the temperature here by at least 15 degrees. It's early October and people are turning their heat on. So that does innumerable things for them. It allows them to raise the prices of natural gas, oil, etc., which is something that they love to do. But bear in mind, I've shown you the paperwork where they're literally using this information against us. How to use solar geoengineering and the chemtrails conspiracy on social media. Do you think it's a complete and total coincidence that my channel has been completely demonetized, completely censored? Half the time you can't even find my videos. My channel stopped at 341,000 subscribers even 6 months ago and has not moved since. And most people can't even find it. Do you know why? Because I've been on it since day one. Have I been completely correct about everything? Absolutely not. But have I been correct about more than 80% of things? Absolutely. Because I wasn't afraid to be called a conspiracy theorist. I pulled this stuff out of the thin blue sky a long time ago. And when I started telling you about cannibalism a long time ago, well, now mainstream is. This scientist right here talking about eating human flesh, September 9th, 2019, this is nothing new. This is the guy from Sweden. Remember the video I told you about Richard Dawkins, the guy that's always talking about evolution, etc., and how ridiculous God and all these other crazy things are? Well, he was talking about eating human meat, and I made a video about this back in 2018. And then Live Science was talking about, would you eat human meat grown in a lab, back in 2018. Well, here it is. It's made its way to the mainstream once again, and under the guise of, what else? Exactly. Climate change.
May you raise your hands, please?
But we're not going to be here for much long because of the climate crisis. We only have a few months left. I love that you support the Green Deal, but it's not getting rid of fossil fuel. It's not going to solve the problem fast enough. Swedish professor saying we can eat dead people, but that's not fast enough. So I think your next campaign slogan has to be this: we got to start eating babies.
Okay, so is this girl damaged? Absolutely. Is this girl an actor? Probably. None of this makes any sense whatsoever at all, but she's pushing the same meme that popped up a couple of years ago, that Richard Dawkins started pushing, that this Swedish scientist started pushing. And whether this is real or not, I mean, this is a real video. This mainstream is pushing this. This is a meme. This is happening. But the fact that they're giving it airplay, the fact that it's on here right now, the fact that it's already got 65,000 views. Do you see what I'm saying? If it's getting views, it's the message they want pushed. If it can't get past 20,000, 25,000, well, they don't want you talking about it. And that's all there is to it. None of this makes any sense. The entire thing's contrived. But you know who this does serve? You know who this does serve? This all goes back to worshiping Baal, an ancient deity. We've talked about this. I don't even know how many times I've covered Baal. It's ridiculous. The Arch of Triumph, etc. Baal. B-A-A-L. Well, what a strange and unusual coincidence, because Baal is also B-A-A-L, which would be the chemical makeup of barium and aluminum. Don't know what I'm saying? Let me show you. You see this happy little fella right here? Baal. This is the god that they worship. And what a strange coincidence that the two main ingredients that they're spraying in the skies every single day, are barium, Ba, and aluminum, Al. It's Baal worship. It's right in your face. And to tie all this together right here, all
of you're pollutant. Too much CO2. We have to start now, please.
The fact that this girl is even getting any time on the mainstream, this girl that clearly seems to be mentally incapacitated in some way whatsoever. I can't tell you. You know what I mean? She wants you to eat children to save from climate change, when climate change is actually Baal worship, which is actually them spraying the skies. But Baal, the way they used to worship Baal and still do, but they just don't do it quite openly yet, was to offer their children. She wants you to eat your children to save you from climate change. Baal, barium, aluminum, worshiping Baal, spraying the skies, it's all coming out in the open. Do you see what I'm saying? Baal worship was always handing over newborn children as a sacrifice, which is exactly what this broad is saying to do. And it's exactly what they are doing. You think it's a conspiracy theory now? Well, just change one word. It's a conspiracy. It's a massive conspiracy, and it's making its way to the forefront right now. Baal worship is nothing new. Spraying the skies is nothing new. They've been doing this for a long, long time. It is time to wake up, people, and at least understand we're not getting out of this, but find Jesus. That's it. That's it. I don't care. Roll your eyes, think whatever you want. But if you cannot see what they're doing right in front of your face, there's no help for you. And I don't know what to tell you. But I'll tell you what, myself and my subscribers, we're praying for you. Laugh all you want, but here it comes. I'm out.